Good evening, all. Welcome back. It's time for some Romance of the Blue Rose. We hope you are ready for the wonderful fun and drama that will erupt tonight. But first, we need to introduce everybody. So, we're going to go around and let everyone say who they are and who they're playing, and then we're going to start back up on all of the fun after I give all of the spiel, of course. Thank you, Simon. And that tells you exactly how long I've been running shit on this channel. So let's start with to my right on the overlay. Hey, Pooja, welcome back. Happy Sunday.
Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. As Prak said, my name is Pooja, and I tonight will be playing Delme Ferox, our lovely resident Vata'an adept, and who comes around all the time with her little pupper, who is named Whisper, and is honestly much more talented than Delme is, but so it goes. Oh, and lest I forget, both of our pronouns are she, her.
Correct. Of course, because the puppers are the most important. We love you all, but the puppers get all the love too. Next up, directly under Pooja on the overlay is Alyssa, and I might stick with this voice the entire night.
I was wondering, that was actually going to be my GM thought, concern, query, quandary thing that you always ask us. Is this the voice for the night? No, but hi, I'm Alyssa, or Xander Slamilton. I'm around. I'm playing Cecilia Valent, who's just had a truth bomb dropped on her so big that it might blow her psychiatrist mind. We both use she, her pronouns, and we are both internally screaming.
Well, as long as the screaming's only internal.
I don't want to ruin the audio, you know?
Yeah, we don't want to ruin the audio. Next up, hey Trooper, it's nice to see you. The mask is really stylish too.
I love the voice so much. I have anime memories flooding into my ears right now. And I love the glasses with your anime face. The whole thing, your anime face is so good. I sort of can't handle it. That is just what I need to tell you. That's I suppose I should also say that I'm Trooper SJP. Hello, I'm Trooper SJP. And I'm happy to be here. And I am playing Russet, also known as Russ, who is a recruiter for the Sovereign's Finest, which is a sort of a lateral rank. There are many ranks, and like senior envoy is one of them, but this is a lateral rank that puts you off to the side, and that is me. And I was doing some work. I was like flying around, eating some squirrels, having a nice life, when one of my recruits, who's a very good friend of mine, who I know very, very closely and dearly, for whom we would never lie to each other in any kind of a way, Revka, because Revka and I have known each other for years now, like 6 years. Revka came to get me because when there's trouble, Revka goes to her very good friend, the Hawk Russ, with whom she has a close relationship and would never lie to pick up this bird in times of trouble. And of course, because we have such a close relationship, Russ would come flying in to help immediately. So that's cool. And
That seems like a lot then, Trooper. I'm sure that Russ will know everything that there is to know and be able to help out in any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to skip Lindy for a moment and we're going to go over to Simon. Hi, Simon. How are you? How's your evening tonight?
I'm good. Thank you, Pixar Mom. I'm Simon at Wandering DM, and tonight I'm playing Vishar Dali, the Wolfkin. Wolfkin from the Pavan Weald, who is going to be very, very conflicted when the bomb drops.
If maybe she'll just lie to us for the rest of our
Maybe
lives.
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
I feel like I professionally can't tell all of you right
That is correct.
away, technically, by the ethics of my own chosen profession.
Ethics are complicated,
Yet
aren't
Freudian slips are a thing back then, even if they are called something else.
they?
It's not like my journal session notes are locked. It's just a journal.
But all that to say that right now, Vishard is wondering, where is Delme? And also, are we in yet more danger because there was talk of vampire and Skull Knights?
I guess, yeah, where are we all physically? I know I'm with Russ and...
We're all in the same place.
We're all in the same place,
We're
right?
all in the
Okay.
same place. You all ended up in the same place. And speaking of endings,
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, sorry.
let's go back to the individual who dropped that wonderful bomb at the end of last session. Hi, Lindy. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing pretty spiffy. I was delighted to be able to drop that bomb at the end of the last episode. It's been so hard just sitting on that for these past several weeks. You know, it's just feels good to get it off my chest. I'm sure it feels something for Revka to get it off her chest, or Revka. Yes. So, anyways, hi, I'm Lindy, and I'll be playing Revka Chernoff tonight. Might develop into a Ritka Sokolov, who knows? But she's about to be like, here's my life story. And then evaluate on a scale of 1 to 10 of how much she thinks Cecilia wants to kill her, and then go from there. It's fine.
Everything is fine, of course. It wouldn't be anything but. But also, hi all. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to our wonderful show of Romance of the Blue Rose. God, I can't keep that going. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. I'm making
Can
my
somebody
own
get the
self-obsessed.
timestamp of how long it took before she dropped it?
16 minutes. Well, 8.5 because we had the run-in. But so 8.5. Okay, I feel pretty good with that. It might come back later. But all welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you who've been around before, you will notice that your very fine commendations can be used by anyone except the players to donate conviction points to them. They're currently sitting at 0. Just letting you know all know. But yes, there was the bringing in of Russ, getting Delme to Manfrey's house, the arrival of Russ and the analysis of what's been going on, the realization of a slowly creeping dark miasma of shadow and dark oppressive magics, the possibility of some undercover Knights of the Skull, servants of the Lich King, his personal basically his personal SS would be the most appropriate correlation. From Kern in Aldous, apparently looking for someone. The possibility of Delme finding a dead stag, and the possibility of perhaps vampires. And then a conversation when Revka and Cecilia removed themselves from the psychic party line. Excuse me, I should switch the simile to a more contemporary one. Removed themselves from the psychic group me into a private group me so that they could have a little bit of a chat unoverheard, even though everyone is in a building that is like, what, 30 feet around? 45. But I think that's where we're going to pick up. We're going to pick up with Revka and Cecilia. And Russ is sitting on Cecilia's shoulder. And because Russ noticed that there was a
Something.
disturbance that Cecilia experienced. Vishard also noticed a disturbance, which he hadn't mentioned anything, but he's apparently keeping an eye out. But that's where we're going to pick up, between right where we left off.
Right.
So, Cecilia had just asked about my sister, Revka.
What happened to the real Revka, and what caused you to decide to impersonate your sister?
She doesn't glance at Russ, but peripherally she knows he's there. And it's just going. I will try to keep this brief, but I give you a bit of history so that you might understand a little better. My sister and I, my twin sister, and I, we were separated when we were 2 years old. My father wished to stay in Kern, and my other father wished to leave. So, one took me, and the other who left took Revka. And I had not seen her since that day. Until I was doing some Skull Knights patrols. We were to investigate a border town. And rumors of a spy, something of the like. And I had just gotten a new Skull Knight partner. My last one had a Wyvern incident, so a new partner. Didn't know him particularly well, was not a big fan. He's very young, very enthusiastic. And we went through this village. And I saw my sister there, and I knew she was not supposed to be there. And the other Skull Knight, my partner, was able to figure that out as well. And it was strange. I had not seen her in so long. It was like looking in a mirror, but with less corruption. A lot less corruption. And of course, being Skull Knights and seeing a person from Aldis who was not supposed to be here, my partner decided to interrogate her for information, which I believe would translate to all this form of torture for information. And I couldn't sit there and watch that. So I did a patrol around town instead. It was like watching myself. It was very strange. Having a twin and then kind of forgetting you have a twin for almost 200 years is a very strange experience. Until you see them again, and then
Go on.
It was very stressful. I did not know what to do. And then the screaming stopped. And that only made... We are very good at keeping people alive during torture, Skull Knights. So, that meant she was dead. And something inside me just snapped. And everything went just red. I do not remember what happened next, but the thing after that is I was covered in blood. I had my impaled partner on a sword. It was his sword. I apparently stabbed him with it. And the town was a ghost town, and no one was left alive. I did not know what to do, and so I fled. The Skull Knights would not have been happy to see that, and I was feeling things I had not felt in a very long time, and I went to Aldis, and I knew that I would not be welcome in Aldis, so I impersonated Revka to find out more about her, to see what life was like on the other side, the side I never got to experience. And I was very sick for a while, the corruption leaving, I suppose. But it eventually left, and yeah, so the Skull Knights that are here, I am afraid I might know them. I do not know how they would. Thought that maybe if they saw Revka, they might think it was me who had died and everyone had just died, and I don't know, but they might realize it was not me, and they might be looking for me. And I'm very concerned that the vampire is Lady Tallis, who is the leader of the Skull Knights, because she is very powerful. She was practically only second to the Lich King himself. So, that's why I know so much about Karn, is because I was there for a very, very long time. It was very intimate with its inner workings.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid they might be coming for me, although they could be looking for Lady Tallis if she just up and left Karn, because that would be something worth looking for. I don't know why she would leave.
So. No, that's okay. Let it all out. This is you are doing the hardest work that can be done, which is unburdening your soul in this moment. I do have to ask.
You're the only person I have told.
That wasn't my question, but that is I sort of assumed that.
Yes.
I'm super concerned about what I've just heard. So I'm going to ask if it's okay to. I want to be able to do a consensual vibe check on her to like know for sure that she's not just fucking with me right now, or that she's not actually super corrupt. So I'm going to politely ask if I am allowed to. I think this would end up being, I don't know if it's mind delving or mind reading, but I'm essentially looking to just get the vibe. And I'm making sure, and I'm asking her first up front, like, I need you to trust me for a second. I would like to be able to go back in your mind just a little bit to make sure.
All right. I felt like I could trust you since you confidentiality, and you also used sorcery the other day. So
yes, that was a very hasty choice I made. But I need you to trust me now. I'm going to reach into your.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
See, that was also the first day I had done sorcery since leaving Kern, so it's been a lot this past couple days.
Oh yes. Yes.
I was very concerned about Delma getting spaghettied into a window.
I was also extremely concerned about her becoming spaghettified. Yes. That is very valid. You did what you could. Okay.
All right, I'm done. You can. Yes.
Is it delving or is it reading in this case? Prax.
It depends. Are you reading her mind, or are you delving for further secrets?
I think what I want more than anything is I want to know that when she says that the corruption left her, I want to be certain. And I want to see if maybe, like, in looking at these things that she's carrying, if there's anything else that might be, like, relevant to potentially having a vampire show up, or
that sounds like you're trying to find out information that she isn't willing to necessarily share.
I'm asking for her consent before I dive in, but I'm
just trying to keep things brief. She didn't want to
to
overwhelm you because there's a lot.
Yeah, so I would say that this is mind delving.
Okay, that I can take that. Yeah.
I'm very familiar with
say
this.
You're gonna probably need to roll. This might depend on how far you go. Might walk a very fine line with sorcery here, but just letting you know.
I got her consent, which is what it says. If I did this without consent, then it's corruption test.
Yes, you got her consent to check to make sure she's okay, not to look for further information.
I mean,
once you do that, you're exceeding the bounds of your permissive search here.
I'm vibe checking. All right. Well, anyway, here goes the mind delving. We're gonna vibe check this. Why isn't it rolling? Spell. did I do to the Arcana? This is so anticlimactic. There it goes. Of course, like, nothing shows up, but okay.
Oh, weird, it didn't
9,
even add-
10, 14.
Yeah.
That's the fatigue check.
Oh. Why didn't it cast the dang spell then?
8 plus 2 is 10. Is it opposed?
It's technically opposed, yes. She can resist it.
I don't think, because she thinks Cecilia's just being like, let me just check, let me just, I want to see for myself, because I heard you, but I want to, so I don't think she's resisting at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
But how I would say she is extraordinarily familiar with mind delving, as I'm sure Skull Knights practiced on each other sometimes, because why not? It's a little sorcery between friends. So she will be. I'd like to think she'd be very aware of what Cecilia is doing in her mind delve.
Yeah.
It's mostly to confirm what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
Yeah,
and also
see,
to make sure that she's not still super corrupt and going to hurt us, because that kind of determines what I do ethically in the next scene.
Oh, because there's the confidentiality.
As long as she's not planning on hurting herself or one of us.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my duty as a...
So, how far are you going?
Mostly, I think we'll start with what she told me, like, kind of review that, and then...
Everything that she told you is a very shortened form of what happened.
I'm getting, like, the flashes of the gory details.
But it's also... Because she gave it into in truncated form, you're not getting you would not necessarily be getting the full memory. It's just the recollection of what the memory would be, right?
Yeah.
It's what you pulled to the front of your mind to explain this as a short form to someone else. Like, what are the highlights? So yes, everything she told you is the truth
Highlight
as
reel.
far as she knows it.
And do I notice anything that would suggest that there's still...
Oh
any
yeah, she's corrupt.
allegiances to Kern? Yeah, corrupt. How about allegiances perhaps to the Skull Knights still? That might be the delving.
Ooh, that sounds like delving here.
That does sound like delving.
That's I think there's a part of her that wants to know that, but just okay, so she's still corrupt.
Well, no. You would notice that she was losing corruption, and now she is currently at a point of corruption that she has been kind of trying to hide from you all day.
It's recent. It lines up with what she would tell you about using sorcery when you used sorcery, if you had gained corruption from it.
Yep, I didn't. And I think there's a part of her that kind of feels the pull to, like, I do want to know if she's got allegiances elsewhere.
But if you're going for the allegiances elsewhere, would you, when you would perceive...
Oh, I'm gonna ask her first. I'm not gonna be... I mean... I made a promise to Vishard I wasn't gonna do sorcery again, and that's sorcery. So I'm going to just look at her and just be like, can we trust that you're not still loyal to Kern? I mean, you've been here for years, but that doesn't... You have to understand that this is as much professional line of inquiry as it is valuing the safety and security of the rest of us.
The Lich King is dead. I do not have allegiances. The finest. I hold more allegiances to people now than organizations. In the quiet time I've had here in all this. So I would consider myself loyal to you, Vishard, Delme, etc., but not to the finest. If that makes sense. Because I didn't sign up for this. Revka did.
Yes.
I'd really rather not be military again. Ever.
That is fair. It's a very valid thing.
Under anyone.
No. I suppose there is retirement options, I suppose that could be considered, but as long as, I mean, if you have to go hunting some of your old comrades, compatriots, co-workers, I suppose.
The Schoolnight
as your-
organization was very antagonistic to begin with. I do not hold much loyalty to anyone. I could not kill my father. If my father was here from Kern, I would not participate in that fight, but
Very well.
it's random Skull Knights. Whatever.
Well, then let me ask you this. Do you want the others to know? Because this could gravely affect the mission.
Yes, which is why I figured I would tell you and see what you thought. Do you think they would want to kill me?
Well, that I can't speak on for sure, but I am sure it will cause quite the shockwaves amongst...
Yes. Yes. I do not really particularly would enjoy being murdered. So...
I would very
But
much prefer that did not come to pass. No.
I appreciate that. I do. I feel like the information I have could be helpful to this mission that I did not sign up for. But,
Yes.
what do you think I should do?
I feel it may be best to perhaps not the whole story, but at least reveal your identity and what you can offer to the mission. I
Alright.
can't do that for you.
Yes,
has
I've
to
never
come-
been good at breaking things gently to people. It has not been a requirement. So I should say, hello, I am not Revka. I am her twin sister from Karn. Ex-Skull Knight, please don't kill me.
Perhaps not so bluntly, but That's-
Subtlety is something I still, in all this, do not... it is difficult.
yes, it's a lot of work to be subtle constantly instead of just saying what you think and feel at all times. That's why this profession is so useful, because it gives people a chance to talk about what they need to say bluntly and help them work through their issues
Yes.
and whatnot.
I don't think we have time for truth or drink, because that could be a gentle way to break it to
Right.
them.
I
But-
know, and I do believe I still have more healing work to do yet, so I would need my wits about me. In
Right,
there.
so how would I subtly, gently tell them, do you think?
Perhaps we gather them and you can tell them that you are not who you said you were, and
I did start with that with you, so that was a good step. Okay.
that was a good step. Yes,
Right.
That was gentle. But however they react, that is not on you. That is their reactions. It is
All right.
not a reflection of who you are as a person. It is them processing new information. That is not on you. You cannot
Maybe I
control
just
their
say
reactions.
I am Revka's twin sister, and I have a lot more information on Karn.
That may be a good starting
It's not a
point.
lie. It's
No. No.
all right.
No.
Okay. All right. Oof, I see this going very poorly, but all right.
Well, I will vouch for you in this case.
thank you, Cecilia. Okay. I need a drink.
Yes. I'm gonna break the psychic connection, and inside Cecilia's mind is just. Do you know that scene in SpongeBob where he's looking for the information and all the tiny SpongeBobs in his brain are like running around, like panicking? That's exactly what it's like in Cecilia's mind, only it's an extremely polished library and there are just books flying everywhere and people tearing their shirts going, "What the hell just happened?"
And out loud, so thank you, Cecilia. and she will look for liquor in this house. Because she does need a drink. I've never been this vulnerable in my life. Help.
So, after that discussion, Delme, what are you doing?
So,
Well, that was
at the end of the session, we all ended up in the same place.
You're all...
And we just saw a very intense massage happen. So first, Delme is just like, yeah, get it, girl. And then I think in this time, she's probably where Vishard and Russ are. Because, you know, she's going to make it a point not to interrupt whatever's happening there.
Russ is on Cecilia's shoulder, just perched there.
Oh, while this whole thing was happening?
Yeah.
We did not start there, but then noticed there was like a weird vibe. And so just
not
decided to
help
go and just like be supportive by just perching on Cecilia's shoulder.
Okay. And then is Cecilia giving Revka the shoulder massage?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
I think
All
it
right,
stopped now. Like the hands are.
So then I think while this was happening, Delme would have turned to Vishard, and not too loudly, just, I mean, I don't know what Russ can and cannot hear, but she would just ask, how have you been? I heard, I mean, I was lucky enough to sleep this morning, but Russ worried me when he said that you were mostly alive, all of you. What happened?
Shadow spawns. Monsters with tentacles. They came at us from all over the place. They, it felt very strange when they would touch us. It's like we were melting.
Oh.
Like we were fusing with them or something. I don't want to think anymore about it. Suffice to say that it was very painful. And thanks to Asen, looking at the pupper.
Squid poppers.
Well, not just Asen, everyone, but we managed to pull through. Unfortunately, shit, I forgot their names. Come here, list of NPCs. Kamzadi was already injured when we got here, and the other strange person is... Well, I think Cecilia can tell you more about him.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for the rest of you.
It happens, but we didn't know this is what this is what our morning would end up being.
I know. I still feel bad, but I'm glad you're okay. And I mean, I suppose my late walk wasn't entirely a waste, given what Whisper found in the woods. And
What did you find?
It was the carcass of a stag, essentially drained dry.
Oh, yes. Oof.
Yeah. Not, only mostly terrifying. Whisper was about to bolt. And I really wish I could have stayed there and studied it more, but Russ said you were all in trouble, and I just felt so guilty about not being here with you. But if we have the opportunity, we should go back.
Definitely. bears further investigation.
But, well, I guess on that note, what is our plan? And I will kind of turn to the whole group and say that out loud so everyone can hear when I ask what the plan is.
I'm gonna look to Ross.
Russ.
I want to confirm that Vashard is the senior envoy in this group, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Russ just looks back to you.
Well, if you found everything that we needed to find here, and Vashard's gonna look back at the person on the bed. And if you assure me that your friend here is in no danger,
I will create. Well, first, I'm going to create a connection with Cecilia and ask her a question first. And that question, let me roll. I will need a 7.
We're not making you roll for RP moments.
I'll
Because I'm
say-
not
I
evil.
also, this is also because you said you were rolling. I decided to check the roll 20, and I just noticed that Praxis rolled twice.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
The big numbers.
Yep.
But I feel like I should roll if I want to connect the party line because that ups the difficulty.
Yeah, but
It gets-
for the party line, yes. But if you're just doing Cecilia,
One
that's
person. Yeah.
one person. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Have a collect call.
Cecilia,
Russ.
I am announcing myself to you. It's me, Russ.
Hello, friend. What? Can
Shard is asking me a question, and I want to know if it's all right for me to connect everybody together.
Oh.
Or if you're not all in the mood.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes. No, we're good now. I have concluded my discussions with Revka.
All right. I know we're in business. I'm just going to ask. You don't have to answer. You all right?
I could use a moment, perhaps, but I'm afraid business must come first. So.
All right. Well, if you want, I can stall.
No, I should do another round on the patients, but after we've connected.
All right. And Russ will connect everyone. And I think I have to spend 1, 2, 3. I think I have to spend 3 fatigue on this. It says that psychic contact does not cost fatigue, but it's a +1 fatigue cost for every person that you add. So I feel like I have to spend 3 fatigue. Yes?
If you fail the fatigue roll, you will spend 3 fatigue.
But there's no fatigue roll.
Every Arcana has a fatigue roll. The DC might be lower, but every Arcana has a fatigue roll. Come here,
Psychic
book.
contact, fatigue none. Page 105.
Yeah, like Psychic Shield doesn't have fatigue either.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it doesn't have fatigue, but you get a +1 if you're connecting multiple people. So I feel like I should probably just spend 3 fatigue to connect 4 people. Seems fair.
Yeah, the Arcanum is not fatiguing. It won't give you a fatigue. So
Except that I have to add +1 fatigue, I think, for each person I add. So I just feel like I should
give me
pay
a second. Give me a second because that has
Yeah,
a major...
-3 on all rolls is a lot.
It's a huge
Yeah,
effect.
no.
Yeah.
It says it increases the arcane and fatigue test numbers by +1.
Yeah.
So if the fatigue test number doesn't exist,
you can't
Yeah.
if it doesn't exist, if the limit does not exist, adding to it does not increase the limit.
All right.
Sorry,
But the arcane test
arcane-
would.
yeah.
The arcane test
Yeah.
would. So it's going to add +3 to the arcane test. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Base number.
'Cause, you know,
Yeah,
I wanna
plus
make
that
sure-
would be just really,
Brutal.
really hard
Yeah.
for any Rye creatures to talk to their party.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it would automatically give you a -3 for, because you can only
All
remove one
rolls.
fatigue for a short rest.
Oof.
Yeah.
So that's 7. I do not. So that should
You
be
do
a
not
6,
connect
7,
everybody.
8, 9, 10 with my spellcasting ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that makes it.
Yeah, 8, 10. You just make it.
I could just make it. And I sort of bring everybody into a connection.
Is there any booze in this house?
No,
No.
no.
There's no alcohol in this house.
She just gets a tall glass of water then. Just pounds it.
Our senior-
Delme will hand Revka her hip flask.
Delme, you just have. We're on duty.
Who
Bless
says
you.
I use it on duty? Sometimes it can be used to disinfect.
I should never have let you read that November medicine history book. That was a bad idea.
I promise you, I have wanted to have some this morning to help, but I haven't.
Well, I suppose it would be medically necessary, perhaps, in this case. So,
Sometimes,
suppose
you
have
know,
a
if,
swig.
yeah, your field medicine manual also said sometimes if a patient is unruly, this can help calm them.
That was for children and teething. That wasn't for adults.
I don't know. Stands to be. It's worth a try. Field science.
Senior envoy wants to discuss plans. Senior envoy.
I'll never get used to that. Are we certain that the two people here are going to be safe if we leave them here?
This person is
Cecilia,
not safe.
I am not sure. I believe Manfrey will be all right. They made it very clear that they were working on what was ailing them, and there was nothing I could do to aid them.
But you said they're being attacked, that they're actively defending themselves.
They were actively defending their mind from something, but they seemed to be in a state that they could win.
But for how long? This is a constant attack from whatever is in the village.
That's the thing. Unfortunately, I don't know. I would need another assessment.
I feel like you can only dance for so long before you get tired. You miss a step.
They seemed quite. It was quite a fair amount of stamina. But you make a point. I would feel more comfortable if we knew that both the people in this house were safe before we moved on. But I cannot guarantee that on my end.
then
I can guarantee Kazmati. He will heal just fine.
Then here's what I propose. Some of us will stay here to make sure that no threats, psychic or physical, come to Kazmati and Manfrey. The others, we're going to go, well, to begin, look at the stag. See what happened to it. I have the feeling that these two things are related somehow.
Vishard, before we split the group and make concrete plans, I feel it is important to tell everyone here something.
I must also point of order, with all due respect, permission to speak freely.
Permission granted.
That portal's not closing. That can't be good. I'm not an expert in whatever kind of arcane that is, but can't be good that it's not closing. And if there's a vampire of great power in the village, it does not seem that it would be wise to split the party.
It wouldn't be wise, but there's no other way to ensure that these 2 civilians stay alive and stay safe. The portal is being drained by something which I believe, I am no adept, but I believe the thing draining the portal is the same thing attacking Manfrey.
I would like to investigate that when we are finished with this discussion.
Yeah.
All right. Permission to speak freely? Glances at all right.
Permission.
Tell me,
So, yeah, she's a little awkward right now. I feel like I should tell you all that I looks at Cecilia for support. Just
Gentle nod.
I am not who you think I am. I am Revka's twin sister. And I might be able to help with knowledge on the current situation at hand.
Why?
Is there such a thing as like a assess honesty? Because that doesn't seem plausible.
That's perception empathy.
That's the vibe check I was going
We're-
for
We're
earlier.
all so good at this skill.
I'm not
Perception
specialized in that.
empathy.
Wow, you all rolled very good perceptions.
18 with 5 stunt points.
I just kind of
That's
want to
a
roll
lot of
perception
stuff.
empathy just so I can be the cool kid. Because I actually have perception empathy.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
So 21.
So I think I want that vibe check on the
That's my
group.
psychiatrist.
Okay, so let's
I'm
slide
very
back.
empathetic.
Let's slide back a little bit. So, going backwards, starting with Delmay, 11, 14. She seems honest and kind of upset, a little concerned. There's a lot going on there, but what she said is not untrue. Russ, she is entirely truthful, but you would also notice that her eyes are a little sunken, a little bloodshot. There's this hint of, a little more than just a bad night of drinking.
I would like to use that stump that I have a little bonus for, which is the that makes me wonder, where I may immediately make another perception test at no additional cost.
But it has to be a
So
different
this-
focus.
A different focus, which is great because if that seems a little sketchy, I think I would like to do this with perception psychic to see if like is there something weird going on with
Yep.
this? Is what
Okay.
I'd like to try to figure out. Like maybe there's a like what's going on here
Okay.
with this person. 14.
We'll come back to that. I'm gonna get everybody else same information first, and then we'll come back to your psychic perception. Vishard, she seems to be honest, a little, like I said, concerned. She's not hiding per se, but definitely trying to read the room before she goes any further, kind of thing. And Cecilia, you were trying to read the room?
Yeah.
Okay, with a 21, I'll let everyone else tell you what they're feeling when you get to after I give Russ his additional information. So Russ, immediately after that, you notice a couple. Your senses ping a little bit that you see the tiredness, the weariness of what looks like very, very low-level corruption. Like, mechanically speaking, 1 point of corruption. That brings about tiredness and exhaustion and will. But you also did a perception psychic.
I did.
Russ, you would notice 3 things that has occurred. Number 1, Manfrey seems to be sleeping better. There's just like this low level like psychic white noise agitation that was coming from them has kind of disappeared. The assumption you could make is whatever they have done, whatever attack was undergoing, it is no longer undergoing, and they seem to have defeated it. Number 2, someone else is looking and paying a lot of attention, and they're not in this room. So does everyone want to tell Cecilia what they're feeling at this moment with Revka's drop?
Sure. Delme is the physical manifestation of a question mark right now.
The Pikachu what face?
Thank you.
That's when
I'm
do it,
going
look
to add
more
that.
like the mummy.
Vashard is confused. But more in a what does that have to do with the situation now type of thing. He doesn't have, not that he doesn't have time to think about it, but there are like more pressing matters.
Yes. Yes.
And it's more a like, okay, you were your sister, like to him to just, sure, you took like the name of your sister, whatever, but like, why now? Why tell us now? What's so important?
Oh boy.
Russ is, at this point in time, quite alarmed by something. Russ is alarmed, but Russ, you can tell, is like keeping it all together, but there's like, Russ is alarmed by something, and Russ is clearly in a... Russ drops out of the psychic group call.
We all feel that, right?
Mm-hmm. Because I was keeping you all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you drop out of the call, who do you switch as the host?
That's you can't switch hosts, I'm afraid.
Call
I mean,
just drops.
Somebody else would have to do that
okay.
business. Yep.
Okay, you don't have a pro account on your
I
psychic
do not
calls.
have a,
No.
I'm afraid I don't. I am going to make...
So the minute
psychic
Russ
connection.
drops, the psychic connection fails.
I'm gonna flap on my
What?
perch.
What just happened? And
Something's not right.
And really quickly, I'll
Ref-
just say to Vashard, don't say anything out loud. We're being watched. Give me a moment.
He'll
Right.
turn to. Can I? Oh,
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
Is it possible to hold both a psychic conversation and an actual conversation at the same time?
Yes. But, you
It's like
would
doing this. Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But more importantly, the party line just dropped.
Have
Yeah.
to make a new party line first.
Yeah. So,
Out loud.
we're not gonna make a party line. I'm just gonna talk out loud to all of you. Like
Yeah.
Russ can understand me anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to talk, that's
But I
You
also
know.
told you that we're being listened to.
yeah. I'm just respecting his boundaries, so I'm gonna turn to everyone and talk out loud to the group while
Mhm.
connecting with Russ alone. So to the group, I will
Russ drops
ask.
the connection again. He's busy. He's on the line. He's you get a busy signal.
Why tell us now, Revka? What's so important that can't it just wait?
I wish it could. So I am Ritka Sokolov,
Okay.
and I lived in Kern for a very long time as a Skull Knight, and 5 years ago I moved here to Aldis. I left, and the Skull Knights are looking for a friend. I am concerned they might be looking for me.
Oh. Why would they be looking for you?
I did not ask to leave. I just left.
Oh.
Well, I murdered another Skull Knight and then left.
So, you were a Skull Knight?
Yes. Oh, what I think the vampire might be Lady Talus, who is the Skull Knight's commander and leader. Though why she would leave Kern, I do not know.
Maybe.
It is at least a
I mean,
vampire.
you left Kern too?
I left Kern to get away from Kern. She was... the only person more powerful than her was the Lich King. So,
Oh.
yes.
Why did you become your sister?
I did not think people would like Revka very much.
I mean, I like you, and you are Revka.
It's okay, Prax. It happens. What did you say again, Delmay? I was getting messages
said-
that weren't meant for me.
She said, I like you, and you are Revka.
Thank you, Delmay. I had a lot more corruption when I first came into all this. I was very not. It was not great.
And no one in the Sovereign's Finest picked up on that?
We are identical twins. And
the corruption.
I was very sick for a while too.
Oh.
So I did not go on any missions during that time. I didn't even know that Revka was in the Sovereign's Finest. So that was a surprise.
She wasn't mad when you just took her place?
She was dead when I last saw her, or dying, at least.
In the war, or?
She was this was before the war. She was in Kern for some reason, and my Skull Knight partner killed her, and I killed him and then left.
Oh, well. I mean, I don't blame you for that. And I kind of look at Russ to see if Russ has
Russ might be
brownie
busy.
face
I don't
on.
know.
No, I think that's right. But like, I think Delmay, as she says this, is worried for like Russ' judgment. That, you know, Delmay's just like, you killed the guy who killed your sister, Skull Knight or not. I can't condemn you for that part. But I'm glad you told us. It must be weird being called your dead sister's name all these years. Unless you prefer it. Wouldn't you
No,
prefer
and no, but I like Revka.
Okay.
I have not heard it spoken in years, so it's a little strange, but
And, I mean, like I said, the only person I've known is you, and so Revka or Ritka or Revka.
yes,
know,
twin
like-
names, they're so similar.
But, I mean, I like the person who is my friend. The name doesn't matter to me. And I
I
don't
appreciate that,
though.
Delmay.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least, regardless of the name, I think that you have been genuine with us, right?
Except
I
for
can-
pretending to know things and people that Revka knew, yes.
I can
I
vouch
mean,
for her
yeah.
otherwise.
Okay.
Vashard is turned around.
Yeah.
He is not
sense.
looking at Ritka.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you told us now, and I'm sorry you had to keep it a secret for so long. I'm sure that sucked. As our DM chuckles evilly.
Oh, no, that is never a good sign.
Once Delme ends her sentence, Vashard is just gonna mutter how many? How many have you killed in your time with the Skull Knights? How many people have you tortured, corrupted? How many families have you shattered while you were working for the Lich King? How are you going to make amends?
I do not know. I was a Skull Knight for 150 years. I don't know if amends can be made.
I'm sorry.
He's
you're how
walking
old?
outside.
I'm sorry. I'm 202.
Damn.
Okay.
Joe, I'm like 27.
I'm 23.
Age is
Cradle
just a
rubber
number.
much?
Age is just a number.
But
Well, a lady never reveals her age, so
Also different, Vata versus human.
I do have one question, Ritka. If
Yes.
you didn't, if your sister had not been killed by the Skull Knight, would you have ever left the Skull Knights?
I don't know.
Did you ever feel like what they were doing was immoral?
I knew what they were doing was immoral. But that is Kern.
No.
You don't see vampires and go, yes, that is a creature of goodness and light and the greatest thing ever.
I mean, I guess you have shed all that corruption since you came over, right?
I had shedded it. The corruption that I had accumulated there when I got here. It took a long time, but that corruption left. It was very unpleasant.
Someone should go after him.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I don't
Del
think
May-
he wants me to.
It was gonna be one of us.
Well,
Cecilia told me.
I do need the two of you then to look at the portal and see if you can discern what's going on with it.
I will do my best.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll follow
Does this
the shard
look like
outside.
Lady Talus's work?
But also Revka and Delmate left alone to do anything.
Also, maybe check
There's
on
Russ.
the
Russ is
patient.
there. Russ is there.
Russ
Russ is there
babysitting.
in the rafters.
We're being chaperoned. It's fine.
I might look
I
up
know,
at Russ
I know,
before
what
I
I'm
go
just
outside
saying.
and just try to get the psychic line and just be like, "Can you babysit them?"
Izzy.
Like you
Busy.
just left the kids at the
Busy.
back of the class in charge.
Well, if the classroom's burned down, then I need a new job. And
I'm just saying.
that's what
These two are in the
insurance
back of the
is
class.
for.
All right. Okay. So as Cecilia goes out, we will be
Don't
taking
look
a
at this
the portal
portal.
whenever it's our turn.
I'm
I don't
not
know
an
if you
adept.
wanna cut to
I know a
Russ or
lot about
something.
adepts, but I'm not an adept.
Would you mind recognize something out of your Kernish history?
Oh, I definitely didn't have a different Slayer speciality before coming to Aldous or anything.
Mhm.
I'm sure. Yes, I will gently trot outside. I don't suspect that you actually want to see anybody, Vashard, but I know it is a lot to take in. And if she hadn't told me, and I hadn't suggested that she tell everyone first, before we keep going, I'd probably be in your shoes.
And how long have you known?
Well, do you remember the massage? All of what
5
feels
minutes
like...
ago?
Yes. I wouldn't keep something that big. Professionally speaking, I have to. I mean, if I felt that she was a harm, that would be different, but it felt more important to what we're doing for her to tell. For her own healing and for everyone to get a chance to process what's just happened.
Yes. A Skull Knight has infiltrated the Sovereign's finest.
A Skull Knight with no allegiances to Kern, nor the
Or
other
so
Skull
she
Knights.
says.
Not that I saw, and she did let me look. And I wouldn't lie to you. Of all people.
But you could be misled.
I wasn't. And that I will say with some level of professional certainty. And if it helps, I know for me, I would like to continue to keep an eye on her.
We ought to. If only for our own safety.
And for hers too. I know this is not an easy bit of information to take in, but I cannot, professionally speaking, cast her aside because of who she was. That would be antithetical to everything I stand for. It goes against everything I am looking to change in how we treat people, especially when they've shown that they are capable of change. It doesn't mean I'm not nervous. I can't control how you feel or react. I can only advise that you keep an open mind. A wary, cautious eye, of course, but an open mind. If she's been with us for the last 5 years and none of us have noticed, then she's truly capable of the change that she says that she wants to do. And until she proves us otherwise, I think we have to believe her. You have to believe when somebody shows you who they really are, you have to believe them. And I believe she is serious about change.
It doesn't change the fact that her and her ilk murdered countless innocents.
No.
Reveled in it.
No, it doesn't. But if we were only the things that we were in the past and incapable of creating any change, well, why are we even out here doing this mission? What are you most afraid of in this, Vishard? That you were lied to?
That I thought I could allow myself to trust someone even for an instant. And once again, the world proves to me that I was wrong for doing so.
Because she said because of who she says that she really is? You feel that you can't trust anymore?
If she's kept a lie for 5 years, who's to say that whatever she says is the truth or a lie?
I can see how that would be
who's to say she's not playing us for bait for this vampire?
I can't say that it hasn't crossed my mind. But I choose to believe in the good of people, and I think that it's worth considering. If you think that you can't trust people, why do you keep trying? Such a strong statement to make, so.
I'd like to be left alone now.
All right, well. And she'll just let him be.
Brody.
I can't make you trust me, and I can't make you believe me.
Inside, Russ will make a connection with Revka. Revka.
Russ.
I'm announcing myself as Russ.
Hello, Russ.
How long?
How long have I been Revka?
Yes.
Well, I suppose you would have only known me for the past 5 years.
Huh. Did you kill your sister?
No.
Vibe check?
Perception
Get that vibe
empathy.
check.
Unless you're going to delve into sorcery, Russ.
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. First one is a 14.
Yes, she is not lying to you. She's being scarily truthful.
You revealed yourself to us. Now, after 5 years of lying, because you were afraid to be caught.
Because I wanted you all to have information that could be pertinent or helpful. I do not want you all to try to fight Lady Tallis, or if it is her, without knowing. And if I told you what I knew without telling you who I was, it would be very skeptical information.
Seems you didn't come forward until I mentioned that there were some Skull Knights looking for a friend.
I didn't come forward until after I had discussed things with Cecilia. Until the conversation had come to a point where I felt like you all really needed more information.
How much of this is to do with the fact that you thought you were going to get caught?
Slightly. But that is not the only reason.
All right.
If they catch me, they catch me. Other people catch me, other people catch me. It is... I don't want everyone here to die because of me.
If you really felt that way, you wouldn't have been hiding yourself for 5 years. Clearly, you didn't want to get caught. People who don't want to get caught don't hide.
I didn't have a reason to come out.
You didn't have a reason,
No.
to be honest. For 5 years, you didn't have a reason to be honest.
Not a good enough one.
Not a good enough one. I see. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions right now. I'd like you to be completely honest with me as much as you can, if you can. The answers to this information will be important. We will begin. Why do you believe that this is Lady Talus here in Aldous and not some other vampire?
The asthma you spoke of is very strong, very powerful. Psychic energies. It would require a group of vampires to do such a thing, but it seems to be the work of only one from the evidence of... there would be a lot more bodies, most likely, if it was more than one vampire. And Lady Talus is the leader of the Skull Knights.
Wouldn't that make
So
it
if
less
Skull
likely to be
Knights-
her?
Could be more likely to be her. If there are Skull Knights traveling outside of Kern, that is unheard of.
Incognito. Are there any other elder vampires this could be besides the leader of the Skull Knights?
Possibly.
Could
That-
your fear of being discovered be coloring your judgment right now, assuming it is her because it is she that you fear to see?
Possibly. But I do not know of any other vampires who could single-handedly pull off such a feat. They could exist, but I do not know of them.
All right. Follow-up question. Why would she come here? And why would she be being chased? Why would the head of the Skull Knights find her way here, but continue to work the shadow over the land? Doesn't seem like she is reformed.
No, I do not know if she is being chased or if she is leading.
They're looking for her, they don't know where she is. If she were leading, leaders let their subordinates know where they're going. Seems odd they'd be looking and asking over and over if they're looking for her. They don't know where she is. That seems odd. From your vast experience killing Raiden and Bata, why do you think that she would escape, come here on her own without letting the rest know, but still continue her corrupting ways?
I do not presume to know why Lady Talus does anything that she does.
Presumably you know her well if you were a Skull Knight for 150 years. Which is a lot more than you've been a Sovereign's finest. Have you met her before? How often have you met her before? Have you
Yes,
spoken
I've
with
met her
before?
several times. She
How
was the
close
leader
are
of the
you?
Skull Knights, and I was not low-ranking.
You were not low ranking. What rank were you?
Made up imaginary rank. Here,
How high?
insert blah.
How high ranking? How high ranking is that?
So, it's not really like there are ranks in the Skull Knights.
Yeah. There's more like it's just like
a
a hierarchy of like,
Yeah.
I'm better than you, bitch.
yeah,
like-
and she'd been a Skull Knight for 150 years. So let's put it this way. For the comparison for Russ, it's like saying, "Oh, she's a Knight of the Rose." It doesn't really matter what the internal hierarchy is. She's a Knight of the Rose. The only person who would outrank her as another Knight of the Rose would be the captain of, the champion knight, right? There's only one of. Russ would also know that Lady Talus
Is that person?
is that person, but much, much more importantly, after the death of Jarek, the Lich King,
She's
she's one of the 7 regents of
Yeah.
Kern.
I don't know why a regent of Kern would come here. I don't know why she'd be being searched. There is information that you need to give to the Sovereign's finest, and I expect that you will be reporting to the capital city with me as soon as we are cleared to go there. I need to know things like how many forces you have. I want to know exactly how many Skull Knights there are. I want to know about your organization. I want to know
I could not tell you
everything.
those things because I'm sure my information from 5 years ago is sorely outdated, seeing
5
as how
years
there was
is
a war.
better. 5 years better than nothing. It would behoove you to give as much information about everything you know about Kern as of 5 years ago to the finest. And any kind of information you give and as much cooperation you give will go a long way. Will go a long way. Everything.
Am I not cooperating now?
I want you to cooperate more fully and more completely after we take care of this. And I will ask you, this is Lady Talus. In your professional opinion, I assume you would say that we should not engage.
She was second to the Lich King himself. I would not recommend that our small group engage, no.
Good. We should take you back to the capital city so you can have a complete and full debrief on everything. Training, capabilities, weaknesses. Everything. A full reckoning. I will speak to your commander, Vashard, and see what he has to say. I will give my recommendation that you be brought back in order to prove your cooperation to those outranking all of us. Are you prepared to do that, if your commander so wills it?
I believe so.
Nothing worth it enough. And Russ
No
breaks
one's
contact.
lives were in jeopardy at the time.
So oblivious to this whole thing that just went down, Delmay is studying a portal.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Revka was
roll
trying
second
to.
Sight?
Yes. So what do I do?
Would I have? I probably would have come back in by this point, so I'm happy to aid in the.
Do I need to
Portal
roll
study.
second sight? How does that work?
Yeah, I think you have to roll second sight.
You do have to roll second sight. It's not about success. It's not about whether or not you do it. It's about your degrees of success that give you further information.
Well,
Yes.
Ooh, 12, 13. Ooh,
I don't know when my Arcana focus is a 0.
It's should be
I
plus.
guess let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Perception psychic. Oh, I don't have perception psychic.
That's
so
why.
you don't
Whatever your
have an
perception
Arcana
score
focus
is.
for this. So
Yeah.
So with a 13, the color of the portal, which was a spinning brilliant blue, is faded beyond periwinkle and is now a dull gray. And it's flickering and seems to, you would notice as you're watching this while this conversation between Russ and Revka is going on, it closes. The portal closes.
Oh. She will like smack Rick on the arm.
The portal
see
is
that?
closed.
Did you see
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Yes, it closed. It's not open any longer.
I didn't really get anything from it.
Neither did I.
Oh. Cecilia
Russ
will be
notes the
disappointed.
attitude.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably come back in by this point. Left the shard to be brooding
Well,
in his
I
corner.
I was
just
told to
saying-
do a job, but then I was interrogated instead of doing
But like
a job.
also Dalmay's not surprised by the attitude because like I said, this is the two back of the class kids like staring
And
at a
also,
thing,
I
and they're
imagine
like,
she has a bit more of that attitude when it's just her and Delmay hanging out and going to get going to the pub afterward, work and stuff, like they have
Well,
done.
Yeah, and then like Delmay at least wasn't here when everything happened, so she's just like, okay, I'll look at the thing, but I don't know what I'm looking for. No one's really told me any. Okay.
It's a portal, it opens.
It's a
Russ's
portal.
tail feathers
It
were
opens
involved.
Russ just tells
sometime.
Cecilia, keep Delmay safe. I'm going to find Vashard. And like flies out.
And I'm hoping the connection solved, but I'm like,
Yep.
he wants a minute. And
No.
And that's where we're going to take the break for the evening.
He wants a minute. No.
Nah.
Nah.
respecting
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are back for more drama, revelations,
Cattails.
Cattails. Mm-hmm.
possible vampires.
Revcalations, yes. Sorry, that was in
Damn
private
it.
chat, and you all need to know that that's what happened. It said Revcalations in our private chat, and that was Lindy who did it. So pun points.
Thank you. Looks updating all pun points.
So we left off with Delmay looking at the portal as it's closing, Russ flying out after Vashard. We're gonna stick with Delmay for a moment. Delmay, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you roll me a willpower self-discipline roll, please?
Cool. Yeah.
No.
14.
Delmay, is that you? Really, I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, you don't remember me? I was a friend of your mother's. My name's Talia.
What? Where? I'm hearing this in my head, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a vampire?
Vampire? No. Why would you think that?
Drain stag. Anyway.
Drain stag? That seems quite unreal. Are you sure you're safe? I know that there were rumors that there was going to send Russ after you to make sure that you are well, but... Are you really alright?
I don't really feel comfortable telling you. You say you're my mom's friend, but I don't know you.
Oh, that does seem a responsible question. You are quite a responsible young lady, Cecilia. It's quite nice. Or excuse me, Delmay. That was a DM mistake, not.
Yeah,
her.
I figured.
Is this a good time for Cecilia to be like, tell me, wake up out of this dream? Snap your
You are a responsible young lady, Delmay. It is quite a joy to see that. Is young Richard still hanging around?
I don't feel comfortable answering that question either because I don't know you.
Oh, well.
But you probably see her like scrunching her face because there's no poker face on.
The portal did just close though, so she might be confused. Like, portals.
Yeah,
We'll give it a second.
Yeah. So Talia, she'll say Talia out loud.
Yes.
Why are you talking to me right now?
Well, this is the first opportunity I've had to actually converse with you. We've been looking for you for a while. Since your parents moved you to Aldous.
Are you from the Pavenweald?
Yes.
Do I believe her?
You can attempt
Gotta do that
to
vibe
roll.
check.
You can attempt
Psychic vibe check, you.
Yeah, how does that work?
The DV will be higher because you're working purely off of. It's like you're lacking the facial expressions and.
Yeah, it's trying to tell if someone's lying on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
That's fair.
through text.
Is it still perception or
It
communication?
is indeed. Do you have communication empathy?
No, I have communication persuasion. See if that
No.
works.
Then I would say perception empathy would be your best.
Well, wait, hold on. Let's see if any stun points can be used here. Is this RP stunts or
RP
Arcana?
stunts.
RP stunts.
Or you could, if you have an Arcana stunt that would work, but I don't think there is one. I would say RP.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. I don't think we have the the stunts. Oh, we don't have the RP stunts in the handouts, do we?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll fix that.
No, it's
No,
okay. I
just
think I have them bookmarked.
It's at the
Alright,
last
here we
page of
go.
the book, like last couple pages.
Don't get in the van, Delmay. Don't get in the van.
Never go to a secondary location.
Don't
I
take
think
candy
I'm gonna.
from people you don't know. Most of the time.
Okay, so I'm looking at new friends,
Mm-hmm.
but it says I have to choose one character who's present. Would that work?
Role-playing stunts. New friends. You gain the upper hand on your opponent, but in doing so, draw their ire. You may select any stunt or stunts worth
That's
one...
new enemies.
Oh, new enemies. Sorry, it's new friends. Sorry, I can't read today, apparently.
It's all good. I just wanted to make sure you didn't get friend ire.
Your encounter otherwise makes it better. You choose one character who's present.
She's present in my brain.
Yeah, but so it's against the willpower self-discipline.
Yeah, basically what Delmay wants to do is like...
You wanna try and converse and make this.
Yeah, I want to make her want to like...
Be charming.
Yeah. I want
You wanna-
her to like me, this strange person in my brain. And I forgot to ask, does the name Talia actually mean anything to me?
Or me, because she said Talia out loud, and I don't.
I
think
did
there's-
say Talia out
Unless someone
loud.
else is pretending to be their twin sibling or sibling in general, or using a fake name. I was
Talia
not informed
doesn't
of.
seem to ring any bells, but how many of like your parents' friends were you on a first name basis with when you were like a child?
Well, I grew up in Saudi Arabia, and those are all the people I saw, so I'm probably not a good example.
I grew up with like hippies, and I
Because all of them. The answer is all of them.
But I mean, like, were you on a first name basis with them, or are they like a
Yeah.
title in front of that?
In Indian culture, it's first name uncle and first
Also,
name auntie,
in super southern territory, it was always like Miss Susan, Miss Diane. I
Exactly.
never knew my
Miss-
friends'
it would be
parents'
like-
last names.
Yeah, that would
But
be the
Miss
thing.
Susan, right? Yeah, that's the thing. So like, it depends on the
Like
cultural
Miss
thing, what they
Talia.
use
Yeah,
as
it would
Yeah.
be like
last
there
name.
would probably be some honorific onto it, but she didn't introduce herself that way. She just introduced
Talia,
herself as Talia.
Talia auntie.
Exactly.
But Cole also has a question in chat.
She could use a blessing to aid on the roll if she wanted to re-roll.
What's a blessing?
You have conviction points from chat. And you can spend the conviction points of chat.
Right, we have
for-
chat conviction.
because Cole is being very helpful with those conviction points for you all.
Oh,
For those blessings of Felisar.
that is an above average roll. An 11
Mm-hmm.
is an above average roll in a 3d6. Technically. Just noting it.
for the perception.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you re-roll, do you take the higher of the two or the second one?
You take if you roll with conviction, you can re-roll, but you take the second roll.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
reroll,
so
not
that's like-
advantage.
Gotcha. I think I'll save the conviction for when it really matters.
So,
We're-
like-
right now
Now you get to roll communication persuasion versus willpower self-discipline. So like
okay.
I said,
Let's try
the
that.
answer would be
Oh god, that's awful. I'm gonna re-roll that one. That's
Reroll
Okay.
it.
with
So
stunt
that's-
points.
you match her.
Mm-hmm.
But you've spent one of your conviction points from chat. Thank you. So I will say that you seem to be getting along, is the perception you get.
Okay. Okay.
You... no, I was... friends with your mother, and we were concerned about Vishard, and we'd been concerned about you for a while now since your parents took you to Aldous. Bran was always so worried about you after you left.
All right. Who's Bran? Do I know a Bran?
I would say you would. You know the name.
Okay.
You know him in connection to Vishard.
Okay.
How well you know him is up to Simon.
Okay.
Can you repeat that name for 2 seconds?
Bran.
As I furiously get the... Yes, Bran. Ah, yes.
How well
he's
do
my-
I know Bran?
He's my pa. He's the old man who here I'm gonna put that in the Roll20 chat. There you go. So he's the old man who found Vishard all those years ago. And Vash grew up with Bran and his Rywolf, Hazel.
Ah, so they raised him.
And they died a month after you left. So you would have known them.
Yeah, and I'm assuming we've covered since meeting again that Bran is not alive.
No, Bran died.
Okay, so to Talia, Delmay will say, "Wait, Bran? Rashard's Bran?
Yes.
Dead Bran?
Death is merely a state of being.
Are you dead?
No.
Are you... I have to ask again, are you a vampire?
No. Why would you think that?
Because death is merely a state of being is a really weird thing to say if you're not a vampire. I apologize for Delmay, y'all. I really do.
Never apologize for Delmay.
No, that's like the most vampy shit I've heard in this game so far. Death is merely a state of being.
Yeah, it's like...
Okay, Talia...
Also, may I drink your blood? I mean, again, it's just like...
Yeah. Talia,
Its
I
blood
don't,
is
I'm not
merely a
trying to
fluid
be
of being.
It's just a state of being.
I'm not trying to be rude. I promise I'm not. I'm just very confused and not used to voices of people I don't know in my head and trying to wrap my head around this whole thing. And are you around? Can we talk? In person? I don't do well
Oh,
with
yes.
this.
Right now I'm hanging out with another very dear friend of mine. He's quite a joy. I haven't had the pleasure of his company in a number of years. Yaromir Chernov. I do so enjoy the company of old friends.
Yaromir Chernov, I say out loud. I wonder if...
Revka's dad.
Yeah.
Well, also
I
my
think
dad, but he's...
Well, I say that out loud. I say, I wonder if my friend knows. Does he happen to know Ritka?
Revka? Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a very, very long time. I mean, I would assume so. Or at least he did know of her.
Is he dead too?
Why would
Is
you think-
he in the state of being that is death?
No. It's quite a joy to have around, actually. We're really bonding. There's
Okay.
tea. And he's teaching me to dance again. I haven't danced in years.
I am creeped out. Delmay's not, but I am. Well, that sounds pleasant. tea. I like tea. Dancing's good. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not really good at this whole head talking thing. If we can meet in present without me dying to get there, like in person, sorry, that would be cool. Can my friends come?
Of course. I'd love to meet them. It's been so many years since I've seen Vishard. And your other friends I would love to meet as well.
Well, let me ask them. We're kind of a busy gang. Where could we meet you if the answer is yes?
You can join me at Yelmir's house.
Is that in Kern?
No. Why would it be in Kern? No, it's merely in the Pavenweald. A couple, maybe 100 miles from where your parents lived. Where
Oh,
Bran.
I did not realize Yarmir was from Pavenweald. This is a lot of information to process. I apologize. Okay, well, I'm gonna hang up now, and
Okay, well,
we'll
be
try to come out
careful.
there.
Be careful, Dame.
Yeah.
And
I
tell
will.
Vishard that I've been looking for him. It's been so
Well,
long
before
since I've
we
gotten to
go-
see him.
Before we go, why didn't you call him?
I could not get through, and I was looking for you as well. It's been so long, and you know, such things, when I merely could actually hear your voice. It was a joy that I merely I just had to take advantage of for a moment.
Were you on the other side of that portal?
Portal? Why are you hanging around with portals? Those are very dangerous things. Are you sure you're all right?
You heard my voice.
Yes. The psychic connection was opened. Is Russ letting
Not
you
that
hang around
loud.
with portals? Those are... I really should make a complaint. I will make a complaint.
It's just weird that you suddenly heard my voice, and I'm like nowhere near the Pavenweald. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for the call. I'm gonna ask where Jurgen lives. And I think we'll talk later. And please remember, I asked to not die when we meet. Thanks.
Oh no, Talia, I wouldn't want you to ever die.
Okay, bye!
So
She's
the only
going
way
to put up her psychic something, whatever it's called.
psychic shield.
And Revka is like, Delme, are you alright? Delme, can you hear me? Like, just concern. Because she just
you
said, like,
heard her say
Talia,
names.
name you know because it's your dad's name. Well, your other dad's name. And yeah, just... Delme,
Yeah?
are you with us? Are you here?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, that was weird.
Are you... Explain, please.
Somebody named Talia
Uh-huh.
jumped into my brain to talk to me, and
Oh.
we need Vashard. Where's Vashard? And she's
He's
just gonna
outside
yell his
having a
name
moment.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna just come back. He's still outside with Russ.
Oh yeah, she's yelling. Vashard!
Okay, we're in the indoors. There are two people rest. Okay.
And with that, we're going to take that moment, that pan back over to Russ and Vishard. Vishard was looking for a quiet moment. We're going to wind that clock back to see where Russ is after he comes across.
No quiet moments. I'm looking for Bashard. He's got work to do. I look for him.
Are you actively hiding Vishard?
No, he's not actively hiding. Vishard would probably have walked out of the hut, the house, and made his way like up the ridge where the little waterfall was.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he'd probably be sitting on top of the rock there and just looking like at the woods towards the village.
Yep. So up here.
Yeah, so like he's sitting on the rock with one leg outstretched and like the other one bent, and like both of his arms are crossed on his bent knee.
I will fly over because I'm a bird and I can do that, and so I will. I'm gonna. Fly
I had
over.
to climb 2 cliffs to get there, but all right.
I'm just
make
gonna
it look easy.
Yeah. But you have opposable thumbs, so I feel like it's a trade-off. I'm gonna fly over there and sort of land next to you, and sort of.
Yeah, I
announce
pick up.
myself, Russ. All right,
You
Rashard,
don't
we have
have-
to talk.
You don't have to announce yourself to me.
It's polite. It's a polite thing to do. I mean, I know that I'm riding, but still polite. It's polite. All right, we have to talk.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So I'm gonna let you know. I talked to the first envoy. I reported in everything that I knew so far. I still have information I haven't given to her yet, but it's my job. So I suggest you also report in and be complete and thorough in your report, so that there are no discrepancies. So this is Lady Talus. We cannot take her on ourselves. We need to go back to the capital city. It would be my recommendation, but of course I leave it up to you.
We still don't know for sure if it is Lady Talus here.
We don't, but if it is, and we go poking and find her, that's not great. But what we do know is there's a great miasma of shadow just all over this place.
Then we need to evacuate the village. I'm not leaving all these civilians to die under the thumb of a vampire if that really is what's happening here.
Here's the problem. It's not a good problem. The problem is we start evacuating. It's going to alert her, and might, if it is her, rather than somebody else, could be some other sort of elder vampire. But if we start evacuating, it's going to alert her, and it might cause a problem. I think we need to bring in more troops. But I wanted to tell you something. It's about Revka.
Wouldn't bringing more troops attract just as much attention?
Well, once you bring in the troops, the tension's there. I don't think. I mean, we're going to have to take out this vampire. Like that's just a thing that's going to have to happen. But I don't think we should be doing it by ourselves. And whatever. Well, to be honest, we should actually just talk to the first envoy and report back and see what our orders are to be. That's what I think we should do, and not do something like this without authorization.
Yeah, no, I'll report to her.
Look, I talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Revka. I opened up a possibility, floated it to her. I didn't say it to the first envoy, but I'm telling you so that maybe you can say it. It'll be good for you, I think, maybe. It's your choice. But I asked Revka if she'd be willing to undergo a full debrief at headquarters. Tell everything she knows, everything. From what they eat to how they train, everything. It might make things go better for her.
They might not kill her outright.
If she indicates she's cooperative, it might go a long way. I'm sure Cecilia, Delme, I imagine she'll get character references that might speak well of her. And I figure the more information she can give us about Lady Talus, the better it'll be. I told the first envoy that, that she still has information for us, so she's still okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if she's okay or not, but nothing's going down badly at the moment. Well, I can't say that either. Everything can be really bad, but what I mean to say is that I put in a word.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
And look, I didn't tell the first envoy about the volunteer thing, and maybe you don't. I think if she volunteers herself to go and give up everything, that'll speak well to her as well. I put the worm in her noggin, put the worm in her beak, let her know she should maybe say something, but I feel like it'll just look better if she comes forward, not like she did with us, where she only came forward because it looked like she might get caught. That doesn't look good at all. So we want her to be safer. She should probably volunteer information on her own without prompting. It's my opinion.
Thank you, Russ.
And look, we're being observed. Told you that before. I'm telling you again. Somebody's watching us right now. Or at least inside the house. We got to evacuate, and I think we take Manfrey, take everybody with us. The people who are out here. We got to move with the quickness. We got to see if we can get some kind of reinforcements or guidance. But this is not good. I don't know if we've been infiltrated. I don't know if she's sincere. I mean, she doesn't seem to be lying, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of things they got. She's got a little bit of corruption. Not a lot, but a little.
Doesn't surprise me. If we're observed, I'm afraid that if we start moving out, whoever is observing us will know that we know.
Well, we're Sovereign's finest. We always move. I mean, I don't know what your orders were, but I'm not supposed to be here forever.
We were supposed to deal with the freak magical incident.
Did you?
Let me check my sheet again. But yeah, pretty much.
Because if you did, then you don't have any reason to stay. But it's up to yours. It's your choice to what to do with the squad.
Yeah, I have to calm down for a moment, not let my emotions get the better of me.
No, you can't let that happen. It's not good for you. Hey, Bashard. I'll tell you something. You gonna pay attention?
I am.
All right. If you want to be a leader, you've got to make the hard choices sometimes, and I think you can do it. I've seen you in the field. But just look to the light, not the shadow. Think about the eternal dance. Think about everything that matters. Think about what matters. That's what you got to do. And you do that, you'll be okay. But you can't get in your own head too much. That's, look, Cecilia, Delmay, everybody, they need you to be a good leader. They need you to be on top of things even when you don't feel like it. They need you to make good choices, clear-headed choices. You're not just an individual, you're somebody they're going to look up to, somebody who they're going to rely on for their lives. So if you want to do that, you got to not be moping out here.
You're right. All right. I'll report in. You can go back inside. I'll join you as soon as I'm done with the first envoy.
All right.
You would then hear a screaming Delme. Screaming for
The hell?
Vishard in particular.
Yeah, it's not like a I'm in danger scream. It's like a Vashar. Like
Okay,
a very...
okay.
Yeah. It's not a I'm in danger scream.
I just need to know what's going to be not endangered because, I need to know that sort of thing.
I'ma go.
I follow. Uh-huh. Follow. With a quickness.
What's going on?
Okay, now that everyone's here, so I just received a psychic call connection.
Russ makes the party line. Does not want any of these conversations happening out loud. Russ is gonna build that party line. Nope, can't. Not outside.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Russ. Well, no, Russ needs to.
7,
Dial.
8, 9, 10. I got it.
All right.
Just barely, but I got it. And I just say, we're being watched. Don't say anything out loud.
Yeah. That could have something to do with what just happened to me. So, somebody named Talia called, and then I'm going to repeat everything, including the part that she said she's not a vampire, but also said that death is just a
State of being.
which I thought was
Death
super
is
sketch.
just a state of
Just
being.
another state of being.
And then, yeah, I'll say that she specifically mentioned Bran, who is apparently concerned about Vishard. And then she said that she's lately reconnected with Jurgen. Chernov.
Yaramir.
Yaramir Chernov.
Jurgen.
I don't know. And they've been dancing and drinking tea, and that. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. That's helpful to see that spelled out. And that.
Yeah, I know how to spell my dad's name. It's great.
And
What
then
did you-
I said I'll have to talk to everybody. She said she knew my friend. She said she'd been trying to contact Vishard but didn't get through, and said that she heard me. But when I mentioned the portal, she seemed very upset that I was near a portal. So I don't know how she heard me without a portal. Anyway, she's at Yaramir's house.
How does she know
Said we
you?
can come by.
How did she know you?
She said she's my mom's friend.
Hmm. Do I know this person at all? Or of this person? Not that I would know not that I have any connection to Delme's parents in any way at all, because that would be mysterious. I'm just wondering if I know the name. No?
It's not a name that rings any bells.
I just know that Talia is one letter off from Talus, and
That's why I asked if she was a vampire.
yeah.
That and the weird
Yes,
death
good
things.
thinking. The weird death thing was probably the thing that got me the most.
That is
From
a
what you
weird thing to
described.
say.
It's a very weird thing to say.
And why is she messaging you and wanting to talk to you in the shard?
Why is
at
your
my
psychic
dad's
shield
house?
not up?
Because I've been talking to Russ. That is a question. Would our psychic shields be up if we're having these group calls constantly? No.
Oh no.
So are
Oh, good
your
lord.
psychic shields up? Because I'm in your brain right now.
I'm going to put the psychic shield up and hang up off this party line if you don't behave. But
Hey,
most importantly,
I didn't do
no, I'm not-
anything.
I'm not lashing it. I'm not mad at you. I'm very concerned that this person is talking to you out of nowhere, though.
So am I.
It's very concerning.
And I expressed that I was not comfortable speaking in my brain to somebody I didn't
Let's
know.
walk outside.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll keep the connect party line going as we walk outside.
What happened to the portal?
It's closed.
Oh, this call came after the portal closed, by the way.
Manfrey seems to have
matters to
taken
anybody.
care of his problem, by the way. Take care of their
good.
problem. They seem to be fine now.
I was about to check on them again, but that's good to know. I
Good
still
for
would like
them.
to check them before we. What are we doing exactly?
We're gonna
Hey,
go
hey.
somewhere we're not being observed and continue this conversation there. How about that?
Revka? I'm
Let's not
really
use that name out
sorry.
loud.
Well, we're in our brains still.
I don't care. Let's go somewhere we're not being observed.
I was gonna say that I might have said the name on the call.
Why would you do that?
Because
she's Delme.
no one told me not to specifically.
Don't say anything to anyone.
They started.
I'm not. Not how that works. Information security, Delme. What do you tell her? You don't even know who this person is.
No, I know, and I told her I don't know who she is.
All right, good.
DM, just 1 second. There's no way to like call people in this time, is there?
There is, if you have a psychic connect. There's just
Can I call
familiarity
my-
penalties.
I would like to call my mom if I can.
Can I call my mom? I want to call my mom.
I don't know. Delme is suddenly 14 in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting
Happens.
scolded by mommy and daddy in hockey.
You can. You need to make a psychic
Mommy and
connection,
daddy
but
and
you
hockey.
will have to roll for this because of the distance involved.
Huh? I just
I'll
want to
probably
know why
wait
she's.
to call.
I just want to know why your weird mystery, creepy strangers at my dad's house.
I'll call my mom when we're in a safer spot and we've had this conversation. I just wanted to know whether like that's something Delme.
No, it can be done.
Have
If you
Be a
if you
9.
have the spell Psychic Connect, you can
Mm.
do it.
Okay, let me check.
Mom, can you pick
Assuming
me
that
up
the
from
other
this office?
individual is willing to let you in.
Yeah, psychic contact. You should have.
I have
that.
psychic contact
Yeah.
because I have a whisper, so I'm good at the brain
Mhm.
talking.
Here's the question. Is it normal Psychic Contact or is it the one for Beast Friend? Because that means you can only use it for...
Is it animism or is it the other one?
Is
Like
it animism
animism
or
or
communication?
The ability is communication.
But is it communication animalism or communication? Because they're
Psychic.
two different ones.
Is
Psychic.
your
Animism or
arcane
psychic?
based on animism or psychic?
Do you have the
I have
focus
to tell-
communication psychic?
Let me check.
It's
I
not
do
if you have the focus. It's if you have the.
It's
the
the
if you have psychic
specific-
or animism. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the specific.
I have
arcane
psychic
area.
and animism as
Okay, so
Okay,
you would
then
have
you're
both
good.
then.
Then you have both.
Yeah. I'm a novice in psychic and a
Yeah.
journeyman in animism.
I think I'm the only one that can only speak to animals if I initiate.
Mm-hmm.
And then and Russ sort of like hops. It's like like this is clearly like you can hear like starts and stops and is trying to assess. Senior envoy, would you carry Manfrey out? I think we should evacuate.
Back to the village. Can we not?
No, not the village.
Or
Places full of shadow.
where are we going to go?
Not here.
Outside of the miasma.
So we're not gonna try to study the stag to see what it.
I need to speak
Vamp-
with the first envoy first. We've had developments. He's gonna look to Ritka.
Leaving seems wrong.
It does. But right now, we're heading into a situation and we don't even know anything about what's going on.
I mean, we know more than the people caught in the situation. What do people in town know?
Nothing. So long as they know nothing, they're probably safer.
From vampires? I don't think vampires care who knows things. They just want blood, right?
What do you think happens if they know there's a vampire?
They run away?
Then what do you think happens if you're the vampire?
The vampire goes looks for easier prey. I don't know. Maybe track the vampire. It just seems wrong. I obviously don't make decisions here, but I just want it to be known.
We're not.
It seems wrong.
We're not going back to all this just yet.
But you want to get us out of the miasma?
Yes.
Very well.
Place cleaner. More in the light.
place we might not be spied upon. Looks to Ritka again. I'm so sorry,
Ritka
Lindy.
doesn't laugh. That's just me laughing.
Can I?
No,
do I?
she doesn't.
I have to ask because does Delmay get any of? Does Delmay pick up on any of this animosity coming off of Bashar?
Oh, I imagine
Towards
it's
Ritka?
not subtle.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, you know what? There is a move for this. It is the vibe check, also
It's-
known as
there's-
perception empathy.
There's a vibe
I'm
check.
just gonna keep doing this every time it happens.
Well, why are you now like a surfer person?
Don't know.
Because of Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys,
Good.
clearly.
Good vibration.
Okay, let's
Uh,
not get
alas,
sued
only an
by.
8.
Let's not get sued.
I'm
by-
not trying to get anybody sued. It's just for some reason this is where I went. So
I mean, Brian Wilson probably wouldn't care, but the rights holders.
Sony,
are-
BMG, Universal, whomever it is.
Yeah, I think it's still
Whatever. YouTube will
Capitals,
take
fuck
approximately 3 seconds
Um,
to
I think it is actually.
Yeah,
Everything is DMCA-able. Although that was like less than like a few seconds.
yeah, that's why I was like, but Capital is Columbia, I think, is who owns it, but who knows? With an 8, how hard are you trying to hide this, Vashard?
Yes.
Yeah, you pick up on this. You pick up on the
Okay.
tension.
Russ is being very professional. Russ is like professional rather than like throwing attitude.
Russ is also a hawk, and Delmay doesn't
Yes.
have a lot of experience reading hawk face.
I don't have lips.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
think his two emotions are like, and
There's also like the really puffy neck feathered
Also,
ones.
hawk
Yeah.
dad moments. Delmay gets a lot of hawk dad.
That's right.
Yeah.
But she will turn to Vashard as they're walking because
Rika just accepts it. Like,
she's a bit grumpy too. She will say, "You know, you keep looking at her as being the one who gets spied on, yet I'm the one who has somebody random drop into my head. Like, I don't think that was her fault."
yep, but you I trust.
I mean, I don't know if you should. If people can just drop into my brain randomly, I'm a little. scared of
I'm
that.
like, Cecilia's making a mental note on all of this because this is gonna be future problems. It seems.
Use your shield more when you're not talking to us.
Did you
But-
invite anyone into your head?
Nobody except those of you present here. I'm assuming are we talking in our brains? Russ
Yep,
just spoke
yep,
up, so we're
yep,
talking in our heads.
Yep, we are.
Okay.
I don't think we've
so-
talked out loud this whole time. This is all
Russ,
internal.
Russ
like,
is talking
basic-
is
Super quiet.
it's weird. Yeah.
So,
it's convenient.
well, the only sounds we hear are our footsteps and the puppers, I guess, and Ross's wings. So essentially, the second we stop talking to each other, we have to throw up our psychic shields. But then, how do we know if Russ is trying to connect us again? Do we have a signal? Oh. Okay. Yeah, that. Okay, good.
Well, you don't even have to
Well,
do
no.
that. Like Russ attempting psychic contact with somebody whose psychic shield is up, they have to knock, and you have to lower your shield to allow it.
Okay.
Or if he was being sorceress, roll high enough to overcome your psychic shield.
The sorceress
But he's
have a
not because that's not
stank
how
to it?
Russ is.
My psychic shield wasn't even up, so I wouldn't even. The person didn't. Talia didn't even have to try.
No, and it's not something that you probably would have
But she's
known to
Probably-
do.
probably strong because she says she knows my mom. That doesn't mean she knows me.
I think that's BS. Bran,
Well,
old,
so-
old man Bran is dead. Long dead. I buried him.
I pointed that out, and that's when she says death is just a state of being.
Yes.
But
Wow,
so
edgy
she's
much?
strong enough to randomly call someone she may or may not barely know.
May not be that difficult depending on. Depends.
She says she heard my voice. Do we think that's a lie too?
everything could be a lie, but let me put it this way. You could make contact with somebody that you've only seen briefly or just had described in detail. She might not even had to have ever met you. If she's got a really good description of you, she could still make contact or try. It'd be difficult, but she could do it. But
why? But why Delme?
Well, the why Delme is because she couldn't get through Vashard. Through to Vashard.
that's what she said to you. What if she never even tried Bashard? Bashard, somebody try?
Never felt anyone trying to prod at me.
So we're not even well, I mean, I guess I just put up my psychic shield since we have other plans anyway, so we're just ignoring all of this.
She could have been someone you met at court.
The voice didn't sound familiar, right, DM?
They could have only seen you in passing.
She said they're at Yaramir's place.
I don't know who that is.
It is my dad.
Excuse me?
One of my dads. One's in Kern, one took Revka and came here to all this.
Let's just get a little bit further out, away from the miasma before we finish this conversation. Let's keep moving.
It doesn't take long, actually. You break the Maya. Once you get beyond Manfrey's location, you realize that the miasma is A, stopped, and B, started pulling backwards.
Okay, so
Almost
we can like walk 5 minutes north, for example, and we're good. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so some freaky person comes into your brain, starts asking you questions, saying she's your mom's best friend, and she hasn't seen since you were knee-high to a grasshopper. And you're like, yeah, my best friend's Revka. And she's like, great, where's your address? And you're like, our address is here. Like, I don't know how that worked, but I'm gonna tell you what, that sounds like a threat.
No, I didn't give them my address. I asked, would you be willing to meet us to talk about this in person? We don't have to go. I just wanted to know where she was. And she said, sure, come to Yaramir's place.
Rivka,
Yes.
do you actually know your dad well enough to contact him?
Last time I saw him, I was 2 years old.
You want to try?
I can try.
Maybe you talk to your mom.
That's my plan.
And you mean Yaramir, right?
You mean the dancer?
Sure.
Yeah, the dancer.
What do we want to do with Manfrey?
I just don't feel comfortable just leaving him here unprotected. I just like to have him in a
I think
safer
we're
space.
taking them with us. Think the
Yeah, I've been carrying Manfrey in my arms the whole time.
Oh, I figured the Wolfies would do that.
The Wolfies are carrying the people.
Just
Like little
whip 'em
soft
over the
stretchers.
Well, mind you, that's true. They are larger than regular wolves.
Yeah,
Regular
which
wolves
means-
are freaking
big.
huge.
Which, hey, point of order, does this mean that we left Kazmani behind, or did we put Kazmani on the wolves?
No. We brought
took
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his name is Kamzadi. Like,
It's not basmati with a
Hamzadi.
K.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's not rice. Like, he's-
Basmati. He's food.
Look, Basmati would be a good name, though. I'm not gonna lie.
like
Like,
you might think he's a snack, but
Oh.
he is.
Hey.
Kamzadi is a snack. He's the whole dang meal. Anyway.
I know. So, a couple of things. First, Russ, you told us not to use her name, but she has made specific that she prefers her actual name, so I feel uncomfortable calling her the wrong name now. At least in our heads.
You can call me Revka if you need to.
Out loud, Revka.
Okay, but I want to
Because I don't know if you understand the difficulty of this situation. There may be people trying to murder her, looking for her, so maybe putting our name out there might not be a good idea.
I understand, and I made a mistake. And what she said, well, because she used the last name Chernov, and because she had just mentioned Vashard's dad by name. I thought maybe this is someone who is related to Revka Chernov, and so I said Revka, and she's like, Ritka, haven't heard that name in a long time. He would love to meet her, which all tracks with what she just told us.
She hasn't heard the name Ritka in a long time.
He hadn't heard them, or she, I don't know. She hadn't heard. They're friends. They're having tea and dancing.
Ritka.
Share their life stories.
It could be that
Yes.
they're not actually having tea and dancing.
There could be torture.
Could be a lot of
Jurgen and Bran are both names of parental figures. Does the name Talia really not mean anything to anybody?
Does it not mean anything to anybody?
I don't think it does, no.
My mother. That is a joke. I don't have it.
Russ making jokes on the clock. A shock.
And Ritka, your father, he died how long ago?
My father, well, as far as I know, both of my fathers are still alive.
Oh, he's alive. Okay.
Yes.
Your other father might be in danger.
One of them is still in Karn.
No, I meant the one here.
Yes.
I don't
There's
like it.
Yaromir Chernov, and my other father is Kazimir Sokolov. They each took a twin, and they went different ways.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen Yaromir since I was tiny Ritka.
So Jaromir doesn't know about you and the Skull Knights.
He probably doesn't know anything about me. Unless my other father has been keeping him updated. Casimir could have kept messaging Yaromir. I don't know if they kept in touch. But they did not keep in touch with me, at least.
From what I
This-
recall, it's not easy to send messages out of Kern.
No. No, it is not.
This Talia knows your name. Says hasn't heard it in a while. That is a problem. And it's a fake name. Somebody knows you. Somebody's hanging out at your dad's house. That sounds like a threat. Or an ambush, a trap, probably. Something like that.
Both.
Probably both.
She knows her, she knows Vashard, she knows me. We were all mentioned Vashard and I were mentioned multiple times by name.
Who else does she know? She knows
There's a
Cecilia?
connection to the Pavan Wheels, is what it is.
Yeah, she didn't say anything about... Oh. We lost Vashard. She didn't mention Cecilia or Russ by name. Right?
We don't have.
She
a
mentioned
connection.
Russ about letting you hang out in your portals.
And
Oh,
also
right.
asked whether or not I was still looking, if I was still watching over you.
Yep, that she did. So she knows you. She knows
What?
Yeah.
She knows what?
She knows that you were here and asked why you were letting me around portals.
Why would she ask that?
Because I asked if she was on the other side of the portal.
No, why would she ask that about me? What did she
Why?
say about me exactly?
Well, I will repeat what I heard, which Pooja, the player, does not remember verbatim.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, is Russ still watching over you?" Which is not a good thing. He's like, "Oh, that's not good at all." I bring it back in.
So yeah, Russ, I can't report. I have to be in person.
Or a letter or
send a
something.
messenger.
I need a communication officer. Is what I need.
Cecilia, relay this to the first officer.
Here's the good thing. You have me and Delme that have psychic abilities with humans. You have one of us that is responsible.
I feel like that's super uncalled for. but also accurate.
No comments.
This is just part of your quarterly review. It's not that you're not entirely responsible. It's just that you have a tendency to give in to your impulses, as opposed to sound
Yes.
logical reasoning.
I don't know.
Vashard.
Hey, it's perfectly logical when I ask.
Crap, what the
Vashard,
fuck's going on?
can I
Yeah.
have a willpower self-discipline roll, please?
Uh-oh. The first,
Oh,
first
no.
adept's calling you. First envoy. Oh no.
That's a
He's on
10.
this call though.
No, he dropped. Oh no,
He
he's back in.
dropped.
Oh, this is during your drop.
Yeah.
This is during the drop.
Oh no.
Vashard, I've been trying so hard to reach you. Did you know that death is only a state of being?
Yeah, not interested. Bye.
I don't think
No, but wait. Would you like to buy some encyclopedia? Also,
I'm on the do not call list. I'm
The
on the do not call
encyclopedia.
list.
You
Oh,
all
this
assume that that's how that's going to go.
the Encyclopedia Necronomica.
Torment.
Vashard.
Encyclopedia Necronomica.
Okay, we should let the Bashard experience the call.
Hey, Vashard.
Hmm?
You realize two things very, very quickly. Number one, when you drop out of the group chat to, attempt to contact the first envoy for that moment, you feel immediately two things. One, someone attempting to enter your mind. And two, I need you to roll. Hold on. I need to make sure I give you the correct roll you have to roll. It's not merely a attempt at somebody to talk to you. I need a willpower, courage, faith, or self-discipline test.
You get a +1 from me because you are in my presence and I am motivating.
Nice. But I'll turn it around and I'll say get a +1 because Vashard knows that if he fails, he's gonna have to sit through another speech from
That's right.
Russ.
That's right.
So it's like better not fail. Yeah.
Have a conversation with you.
14.
Also, we have conviction. Still.
I'm gonna. Do we?
Mhm,
Yes,
we have
you do.
two.
You still
Yeah,
have
I
2
think we
points
still
of
have
conviction.
two.
Can I use one for a reroll?
Yes.
Please do.
That's almost the same roll.
I know,
Yep.
right?
+1.
Yeah, sure. 12 instead of 13.
Against a 20. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I couldn't
Vashard-
have beaten a 20.
I mean, theoretically, you could have.
Yeah, 2 chances out of 18.
You feel something power through your mind.
Blap.
And it's almost instantaneous. You feel something go through all your life, your memories, your experiences, almost within an instant. And you feel almost this smirk. Well, aren't you just a pleasure and a joy? I'll be keeping an eye on you now. And then you feel it recede. And it's gone. It's a moment.
One, I feel dirty.
Wow. Okay.
And friends, we have a problem. And he says that out loud.
I assume he's not talking to me anymore.
Weren't you gonna come back into the
someone just stole all my life.
Russ, can we bring him in?
It doesn't matter. They know everything about
you
me
muted.
now.
That gesture is the in to the brain. In.
Oh, you're in our brain now. Stole your life?
The moment I left the call to I don't know, I must have had a bubble in my brain. I left the call to try to report to the first envoy before I forgot, and then I forgot the first envoy is not a Raiden. Because, you know, I'm too used to talking to animals, not people.
Actually, I count as a people, not an animal.
I point to Asen.
Sean, what do you mean they stole your life?
Someone went through my whole life, took everything, every secret I had, every memory, every feeling, image, sounds.
Does that sound like a very deep mind delve, Prax?
That
Sure sounds like it to me.
one time when I was 14 years old and I saw my neighbor in the creek bathing. Well, I might as well come clean with everything I did, Jesus.
I don't understand why this is an issue. People bathe all the time. I bathe all the time.
Someone did a very intense thorough mind delve on you.
Yeah.
We need to report back. There are compromises. Safety's
They know
an issue.
everything you know.
And I feel like this was our Talia person.
How do you know?
What did she sound like? Did she sound very
Delme,
sweet and sweet?
she sounded like a really hot mom.
I mean...
Well, that explains why you felt dirty about it. And
That
also because your
is-
mind was deeply delved.
That's not what Talia sounded like to me.
She sounded like a very
Talia.
polite person. She spoke in a higher. Her pitch was a little high. I could feel the shit. It's Simon not remembering the word. Give me a second. The like sort of intellectual elitism in her voice, how she probably thinks she's better than everyone, that she
Did she have
knew
an
everything.
I didn't really get that from Talia. Did Talia had an Alden accent from the city? Did
The one that downloaded
Hot
my
Mom Lady?
did Hot Mom sounded Alden?
Nope.
Okay. Did Hot Mom sounded Kern-ish? I mean, I fought Kern people.
You did. You have. She didn't have the same accent as Revka. Or Revka.
Yeah, but I.
Pretending to be Revka.
Who the hell knows? Her accent is probably made up, just like her whole life story.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry, Lindsay.
To answer your question, no, she didn't quite sound Kernish.
Did she sound Pavinwieldish?
She sounded like she could be from that area, maybe a little bit further west in the Pavinwield, not directly north. Closer to the
She's one of the people from Trident Bay.
Possibly, yeah.
To answer Cole's question in chat, honestly, I do believe that when you speak telepathically, you speak with like your inner voice. So you have the same inflection and like the same accent as you would Like, I mean, even when I think to myself, like Simon, out of game, I still butcher like English pronunciations in my head. Like,
Yeah,
I
can
do
also,
accents in my head.
Yep.
So,
You can
yeah.
lie in
And
your
my-
head too.
depending on where I am and how long I've been there, my inner voice accent changes.
Mhm.
Because if
And-
I'm in India for like more than 2 weeks, it sounds Indian, not American.
Yep. And you know, as a write, just speaking as a write-in, I can still do deceive, even though I'm only speaking in brains, because it's it's communication, right? It's not like it's not mind reading. It's sending thoughts. So you know, people could, you know, they could send fake thoughts, fake voices, sort of that sort of thing. Somebody were
but yeah, it's not like detect thoughts in D&D where
Yeah.
like anything that comes up in your mind, someone picks up on it. Because otherwise, holy shit,
Yep.
would Vishard be like red all the time.
Anyway, so
There would be a lot of images of him and Russ in tuxedos at a wedding.
Also,
Well,
there's
now
they're clearly probing. We got to be on either
Yeah.
together or
Yeah,
shields up. That's two probes in a row.
The thing is, they know everything about me now, so
and everything you know about us.
whatever opinion I have of you, yes.
Memories.
They only know everything that I know from an outsider's perspective.
Yeah, but like they know about.
We need
They
to move
couldn't-
right now. We need to move.
Oh,
right
I
now,
assume we're
everybody.
still
Yeah, yeah.
moving.
But like,
Yeah,
this is
I
like-
thought we're walking and talking.
yeah. But this is like
mentally.
we need to move faster.
Oh, okay.
Which is like that means they know where Ritka is.
Yes, and I mean we all agree that it's very unlikely that Talia and this other person are not
The same.
somehow, or in the same room and reaching out so close together. They sound different.
That
Why
could be a
bother?
lie.
But it could be. We don't know that Talia and Jurgen are the only ones there. Yarmir, I say Jurgen. Yarmir are the only ones there. There could be other people there.
there's a lot we don't know, but we should keep going.
I'm gonna use my flight action because there are certain you know I've memorized all my flight moves. I'm gonna make myself up to the sort of there's a circling height. I'm gonna be up there for some overwatch. Get a good view. Keep these chuckleheads safe. As,
Did you still want me to try and contact Jaromir?
might not. Let's get somewhere safer first. Somewhere safer first.
I'll wait to
And-
call my mom.
I
and
can
with
also.
that, we're
project.
going to end for tonight.
We're all
So
like
much development.
super broody and shit walking in silence.
Well, you are super broody.
Oh yeah, I am.
I don't think
Broody.
it's
Delphi's
being,
a reckless teenager.
I don't think it's broody. I just think it's having, you know, being a good ranger. That's all. You just don't chitter chatter when you're on patrol.
No, you're not supposed to.
Or
You're not
moving.
supposed to make a sound.
You know, we're just gonna be silent but deadly.
Mm-hmm.
There are many
Mhm.
reasons Delme is not suited to be a soldier.
We're gonna turn you into a soldier.
He doesn't want to be a soldier.
Oh,
You're gonna be
make
one
a
of the finest.
But the finest are not soldiers.
Yeah, they're not
No.
soldiers.
They're troubleshooters.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
They're not soldiers. But welcome. I hope we all had fun tonight. How we all doing? We feeling okay?
yeah.
I would like to apologize formally to Lindy. I will keep dragging you through this until it is resolved.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I expect you to. It's Vishard, not Simon.
But I think I'm glad we're all doing okay. I'm glad everyone in chat's okay. Some things were said tonight, some things were experienced, some magic was helped and happened. And apparently we now have
Hello.
a wolf. We have Asen instead of Vashard.
My name is
Asen's
Asen.
probably less broody right now, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, as Asen, I'm just here to let you know that I didn't have a single second of screen time, neither me nor Whisper, and we are the VIPs of this group. Like
You are.
we've carried this
true.
group the whole
You're
campaign.
carrying people now.
You're literally
Yeah,
carrying
yeah.
people.
But also you are really expensive. The CGI budget is pretty heavy, so it's like we just can't have you all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at.
clearly.
I would like to
Sorry,
point
we
out
had-
that how much of the CGI budget Russ is taking up right now. Sorry.
Hey.
No.
I'm just, I'm above the line. I don't.
Yeah, you're above the line actor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go around, let you all share where all of our fine friends can find you, all of the great things, and share some love for tonight. Share some things that you enjoyed. Let's start with, let's mess things up a little bit and start with Alyssa. How are you tonight?
I'm fine. Remember when I said internal screaming, like the SpongeBob thing? Still happening. But it's great. It's great. This is what we expected. So for the boring stuff, hi, I'm Alyssa, or Xander Hamilton. I'm around, mostly lurking. Sometimes I'm on Twitter actually having thoughts or just talking about The Witcher again. Other places you can find me besides here on Sunday nights, Tuesday on the other doc channel for Urban Shadows, which I hope we were off last week and hopefully we will be back. I will continue to be playing the slightly passive-aggressive Mother Fae figure amongst everybody as we potentially go to the realm of the Fae from Rome. We'll see. Otherwise, this was so much fun. Talk about a lot of this is just the most emotional broody group ever. Remember when this was supposed to be a romance and everyone was gonna fall in love and there's gonna be a dating sim aspect to this? I'm enjoying
Revka's
this.
still in love with people. It's fine.
What makes you think that Russ
But
doesn't have
I meant
feelings?
Ritka. Sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
I'm a dark, broody ranger, 27 years old with a wolf. If I had a Tumblr account,
Yeah, I dated your type. I know how this goes.
Was there a bad breakup?
Grew
No,
out
no,
of it.
But I am having it's so much fun to play with everybody, especially Delmay and her. Just watching Delmay is just like, yes, the disaster child. I love her so much.
God. I made choices, y'all.
That's it
Anyway.
for me. I'm just happy to be here as always.
Share some love. What did you enjoy tonight?
Oh, Del May definitely being the fucking in on a stick for sure. I think there's a little bit for everybody though. Like Russ being just so to the business, and Bashard and his brooding, forgetting that he can't talk to humans psychically, only animals. Ritka, now we know. It's okay, Ritka. Everyone knows your secret now. You're not safe yet, but it's okay. It's just a great time all around.
And going up from Alyssa, hey Pooja, how are you doing? How
Hello.
are you having fun tonight?
Yeah, I'm having fun tonight. Dalmay made choices. Everyone has to live with the repercussions, but y'all knew that when you took her on your small group. So no, I really enjoyed this because given that all of this works so well towards her character development, I feel, in terms of the naivete with which she left the court and the fact that they sent her out here to learn experiences, to gain experience, to learn how to problem solve, to improve her critical thinking and magic. In that way, I really like how this is helping her grow. And in terms of other things going on, I just had a 4-week Star Wars campaign end yesterday, so I am not doing anything in March besides this campaign. So you'll see me here every Sunday. But you
That
can
you
follow...
know of. You're
that
not
I
doing
know
anything in
of.
March that you know of.
Absolutely true. But if I do end up doing other things, you can find out details about that on my Twitter account, which is @Pooja. And love for the episode. I think we had some fantastic character moments from everybody, even in some of the smallest ways. Just going down on my Zoom order, like I loved the quiet support Cecilia offered to Revka. I mean, it was given, and you could kind of see her own baggage coming through with the sorcery and the corruption, and I just really loved that moment. Russ being Major Dad, like, really made Delme regress to rebellious teen years, and I loved it. It's just fantastic. Vashard really committing to the broody emo boy vibes, and yeah, love it. Delme has thoughts. We'll keep those in her head. And Revka, I don't know, I love the bravery, coming out to an unfriendly audience, and I don't know, still being Delme's buddy. I don't know. It's just, I think Revka probably, in terms of their weird age difference now that Delme knows, yet complete on level peer friendship makes me happy. And DM, thank you for your wonderful storytelling and completely turning us all on our heads without any of us expecting it. It was great.
Yeah, definitely got to second that.
Well, thank you. I do try, and thank you for being here as always, because you are a wonderful, wonderful person. Also, I forgot the thing. I actually have put together a command for this so that you can follow all of these wonderful people on their socials in the chat, because I've figured that out. Haha. And then let's hop over to the other side of the screen with, hey Simon, how are you? How are you doing tonight?
Hello, I am Simon. Compared to my character, I am not brooding. I am actually rather happy. I had a lot of fun tonight. If I had to name a highlight, definitely the 1-2 punch of Cecilia just asking 2 very hard questions of Vashard in a row and stumping him into broody land. He doesn't have time for introspection at this point, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, I am Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me over on my channel on Mondays and Fridays playing Rime of the Frost Maiden and Cyberpunk respectively at 8:30 on both days. You can find me over on Unmade Gaming on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. for some more Cyberpunk Red, and on twitch.tv/Sirenscape. You won't see me, but I am behind the scenes doing all sorts of sound effects and production things for Cyberpunk Out on a Limb. And then on Saturdays, we'll see where, but for the time being, I'll tweet about it. Things are probably going to happen for my Saturday game, and that is it for me. I'll be here next week.
Thank you, thank you. Looking forward to seeing everything that happens. By the way, chat, throw some episode titles into chat. Let's see what you guys come up with, because, you know, I have some ideas, but I like seeing what you guys come up with. And then directly below Simon, hey Lindy, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. This was super fun. I was so excited to see what everyone's reactions were going to be in character, especially because they knew they had like a week to kind of think on things and stuff, which was probably a good thing for them. I know I would have appreciated a week if someone had dropped a bomb on me like that. But I was the bomb dropper. But gosh, there was just so much to love about today's episode. I loved Cecilia, both just being quiet support and the conversation with Vashard. Being like, here, ask yourself these questions, Vashard. Just, oof. And then just Delme being Delme and being like, well, I like you, Revka. Because like, but she doesn't cry because she was Kurnish for a very, very long time, and Kerns don't cry. She's about to cry soon, probably, but not right now. Not at this moment. Russ, ugh, not what Rivka wanted to see or hear or have anything to do with this episode, but I appreciate Trooper's dedication to the role and just being like, well, work mode, activate, let's go. No time to brood, Vishard, none. We're gonna get stuff done. And Vishard, I love Vishard's anime moment. That was beautiful. It was brilliant, and I too long to have an anime moment like that in a game. So yeah, just all of that, and then just concerns, lots of heckin' concerns about things, and good gracious. Yeah, you can find me online having a lot less concerns as Lindy, Laugh Love Lindy. I stream on Twitch Mondays and Tuesdays. We're on episode 2 tomorrow of our Wanderlust and Wildmount campaign. Super fun. We already had some crazy shit happen, so just check it out. Tuesdays is Ravenloft. And not this Saturday, but next Saturday should be Aliens, and I think our characters are actually going to get a moment to breathe, so there should be some good stuff to work out amongst the crew, hopefully. Much like this group kind of had tonight. Thank you guys for being awesome. I love RPing with you. Revka. She feels so relieved and yet also, like, sad at the same time. It's a weird space to be in. Like, I told everyone this feels... Just got off my chest, but now no one likes me. Oh, well, Delme likes me. Okay, that's not as bad.
All good things. And last but certainly not least, hey Trooper, how you doing? How you feeling?
Russ being played by the Trooper. Hey! Hey everybody. What a great episode. Having a good time. Look, I'm just gonna tell you, I think Lindy said it best, although maybe also Alyssa said it, maybe also Pooja said it, maybe also Simon said it. I know I said it, and it was, I think, concerns. Yeah, some concerns, I think, for no reason. No reason why there might be concerns. What a great episode. I loved it. You can find me, what is today? Today is Sunday. You can find me next Wednesday over at Praxagorth's Mephoria's channel. You cannot find me on Cast 2 Command because apparently
I have to fix
the
it.
CGI
okay?
budget
I have
was
to
just so big.
It's for the birds.
It's for the birds. But you can find me over on Praxis channel on Wednesday at 8 p.m. for The Witcher, which you should totally do. And then if you find me there, I will tell you where you can find me next. It's like a little breadcrumb. Just find me there, and I'll give you the next to go. It was great. I want to just sort of give. First off, that conversation between Shard and Cecilia was amazing. Yeah, I also just really love Cecilia's problem solving and her commitment to her profession that she's inventing, which is pretty awesome. Rivka, I appreciate the way in which you said some things that were not wise things to say that do not make people trust you more. And I appreciate your commitment to character because it is brilliant. You know, because you could say other things, but that's not who you are. You're a little...
And that wouldn't be entirely honest either.
And it wouldn't be
and
entirely honest.
she's trying to be honest with you guys.
Yes, right? And so I appreciate that. I think that's pretty awesome. Vashard, you're so broody, but I really like the different layers in Vashard. Like, Vashard is both a broody 27-year-old as well as a person who's been through war, right? And there are these really sort of interesting layers that sort of all come in there, and I really appreciate that. Oh, Pooja, Delme, how brilliant was your phone call with Talia? I love how, Talia. What I loved about it was that, yes, Delme gave away information she should not have given away. That is true. But it was very clear that Delme was thinking, right? Was being really thoughtful, was being cagey and strategic, and does not have the biggest experience probably dealing with somebody who is probably like 800 years old and evil. I'm just guessing. But Delme did such a good job of trying to pull out information just like in the middle of this conversation. Since the conversation happened, I thought that I was like, ooh, yeah, that was a good move. Ooh, that was a good move. And there was it was a fun conversation, but also you could really see Delme's brain, working to sort of get good info. And I thought that was pretty amazing. And so I was like, oh yeah, nice. And then also, our GM, Prax, who, she's like, I'm going to go and give them phone calls from home, from loved ones, and it'll just be really wholesome. And I really appreciated the wholesomeness with which all those conversations happened today. That was real nice, the wholesomeness. Yeah. Who are you, though, Prax? Wholesome Prax?
Oh, I'll take that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hey, everyone. You know me. I'm at Durgeon on Twitter. Praxagorthesmia4 to see me around on Twitch. God, I can't keep that up. I'm sorry. I'm not that insipid. Or saccharine is the other term would be there. Hey, but I like Revcalations, but I think that's a little too on the nose. So I think might take Delme's suggestion that she threw in our chat, when strangers call, because I like that. And because I've discovered that every time, if you haven't found them yet, and you've just joined us, welcome. Thanks for hanging out tonight. If you missed anything of the episode, all of it will be on the VOD. You can find those on YouTube. I put the link in the chat so you can go find them. But I figured out that all of the Romance of the Blue Rose episode titles are really like 80s power ballad song titles. So when Strangers Call seems to be appropriate.
I want to listen to all of these power ballads.
When strangers call. Little guitar. Yeah.
Or that I figure that Bonnie Tyler is singing When Strangers Call.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to figure that out. There might be.
That means there's going to be thunderclaps in the background, and I'm very excited for that. Just
the overproduction for Prince. Yeah, also Prince.
Unfortunately, we don't have the production budget to make all of them.
Oh,
because we're spending it all on CGI.
Speaking of Prince, when Lindy said that they don't cry, curtains don't cry, my immediate reaction is we need to have an episode called When Curtains Cry.
Yes.
Kurdish cry.
Yeah. Nope.
Thank you for that future title, Pooja. I pulled it.
Does that mean you're going to go and torture Revka emotionally?
For a title? Yes, you should. Totally.
Cool.
That's such a Delme answer, Pooja.
No. Coldrake, Vashard would not have a mullet. He has a full flock of seagulls. It's fine. Because remember, he's emo. He's not rock star. It's a full flock of seagulls, and
maybe he goes full on Cure. Full on Robert Smith.
Not. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, there's a movie that may have been one of my favorite films of all time, and I still have it on VHS downstairs. I also have the soundtrack on Spotify. You can go find it. It's called Eddie and the Cruisers. Go look at that. You want to know who Vashard reminds me of?
Oh, that makes such sense. Now I have to. I haven't seen that. Is that available for stream? Okay, that's a different. That's
a different answer. But you can go check out all the VODs on YouTube. You can also check us back here, like Trooper and Lindy said, on Wednesdays for Witcher Roads Home, our Golden Age of Witcher campaign, where they have left Kagan. Finally. I'm sure that the road to Bellhaven will be perfectly safe and just a very pleasant journey.
Have we really left Kagan then when we're just in the hut outside?
Well, no. His house. Remember, Arzo's house is a half day's journey from town.
Okay.
You are beyond. Okay. You are outside of town.
Okay. All right.
And then you can find me on Friday over with Simon for some more Cyberpunk Red, because Trins is if you think that Delme is a person who does weird ass shit, Trins is an engineer with Delme's desires to just do the thing. What does that tell you? And we will be back here on Sunday for some more Romance of the Blue Rose. Until then, friends, check out my Twitter because that's supposed to where I'm going to be. All the fun, wonderful, fabulous, fine folks like these I get to hang out with and play with and talk to. You can also check out, there will be a new post going up with all the games that I'm going to be on, and keep your eyes peeled because there might be something new in the near future.
Oh, guess what I saw?
What?
A sketch of Russ.
Yes, that's the other thing. There will be art in the near future, guys. Shh. Till next week, y'all. Bye. Oh, we're gonna raid somebody. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna click the button. Oh, they can't hear you now.